Hi, I'm Koro. Have you ever wondered if taller runners with longer legs have an advantage in marathons? To answer that question, I have summarized the key points from my latest blog post. Let's dive into the main topic.
You know when you're watching a marathon and you see those incredibly tall runners with legs for days, just gliding past everyone? It's so easy to think, wow, they must have a huge advantage. Well, today we're going to dig into that exact question, using some amazing insights from a runner named Koro-san. Let's get right into it. I mean, this is the question, right? It's what we all think. Don't those long legs mean a bigger stride, and doesn't that just automatically make you faster? It seems like basic math. Over thousands and thousands of steps in a marathon, you'd think even a tiny bit of extra distance per step would add up to a massive lead. But as we're about to find out, it's not nearly that simple. So first things first, let's look at why this idea is so popular to begin with. There are a couple of really logical, really obvious reasons that we all assume being taller is a massive plus for a runner. On paper, the logic is totally solid. Advantage number one is that bigger stride. It's just physics, right? Longer legs cover more ground. If your feet are turning over at the same speed as a shorter runner, you're just naturally going to go faster. And the second advantage is one you might not have thought about: cooling. A taller, leaner body has more surface area, which basically acts like a built-in radiator, getting rid of heat more efficiently. And on a hot race day, trust me, that can be a total game changer. Okay, but here's where the whole story gets a lot more interesting. It turns out that being a tall runner isn't all just effortlessly floating along. There are some really significant and kind of surprising disadvantages that we don't often see. So the first big issue is something we can all kind of get our heads around: just plain poor fuel efficiency. A bigger body is, well, a heavier body. And for every single step of a 42-kilometer race, you have to lift and move all that extra weight. It just costs more energy, plain and simple. You almost have to feel for them, especially over that kind of distance. And Koro-san just nails it with this analogy. He says to think of it like this: a tall runner is like a big, powerful car. It's definitely got some horsepower. But a smaller, lighter car can go way, way further on the same tank of gas. And over the long, grueling marathon distance, that difference in fuel efficiency really starts to show. Next up is something you might not even notice, but it's always there: air resistance. A taller runner is literally a bigger target for the wind. They just catch more of it, especially headwinds, which means they have to work just that little bit harder to push through the air. It might not feel like a big deal from 1 minute to the next, but over a few hours, it's like running with a tiny parachute strapped to your back the whole time. It really adds up. And finally, there's the strain on the actual engine, the heart. Think about it. A taller body means blood has to travel a longer way to get from the heart all the way down to your toes and up to your brain. This means the heart has to be a stronger pump, putting a little bit more continuous strain on it for the entire race. So, if height isn't the magic bullet we thought it was, then what is? What's the real secret that separates the good runners from the truly great ones? Well, it turns out the secret isn't about how long your legs are, but all about how they work. And this is it. This is the big reveal. The real secret weapon for a marathon runner isn't your height. It's what's called leg lightness and spring. It's all about efficiency. It's about being able to move your legs with the least amount of effort possible and getting the most energy back from the ground every single time your foot hits it. So what in the world is leg lightness? Okay, imagine your leg is a pendulum on a grandfather clock. The lighter the weight at the end of that pendulum, which is your lower leg and your foot, the less energy it takes to swing it back and forth over and over and over again. This is why you often see the world's best runners with these surprisingly lean, slim calves and ankles. It's all about conserving energy. And this is where Koro-san's own experience really brings it all to life. He said that as he trained more and got faster, he noticed his legs actually got leaner, not bulkier. And it made him wonder if that was the feeling of his body finally learning how to use only the right muscles for the job. Now that's a powerful thought from someone who's actually been through it. Okay, now we get to the really exciting part. This whole leg lightness and spring thing isn't some genetic gift you have to be born with. Nope. These are qualities you can actually build through training. This is where your body type stops being an excuse and starts just being your unique starting point. So, how do you do it? First up, you've got to train your springs. By doing short, all-out bursts of speed, you're not just building muscle, you're actually making your tendons, especially in your feet and your Achilles, stronger and stiffer. The result is this amazing feeling where it feels like you're not even pushing off the ground anymore. It feels like the ground is pushing you up. Your feet just seem to pop off the pavement, and your stride feels totally light and effortless.
The second part of this is about optimizing your nerves. By running at what you might call a comfortably hard pace for a good while, you're basically training your brain to have a smarter conversation with your muscles. It learns how to cut out all the extra wasted effort and tension. So a pace that used to feel like you were giving it 100% might start to feel like only 60% effort. Your legs literally feel lighter because they are doing less work to go the same speed.
But, and this is so important, Koro-san makes one thing absolutely clear. All this fast, hard work is just the little pointy bit at the top of a pyramid. None of it works without a huge foundation of endurance built from easy running. You know, those slow, easy jogs that can sometimes feel a bit boring. That's where the real magic is built. That's what gives your body the strength to actually handle and benefit from the intense stuff. Without that base, the whole thing just crumbles.
All right, let's wrap this all up. What does this really mean for you and your running? Whether you're tall, short, or somewhere right in the middle, what's the big takeaway here? At the end of the day, here's what it comes down to. Your height has its good points and its bad points, but it's not the deciding factor. The real key to getting better is developing that leg lightness and spring. And the best part, the most empowering part, is that this is something you can actually build yourself through smart training. It's not about what you were born with, it's all about what you build. And I want to leave you with this last quote from Koro-san because it's just perfect. He says, "Your physique isn't an excuse, it can also be a source of hope." It doesn't matter what your body type is. The path to becoming a stronger, faster, more efficient runner is open to every single one of us. It's about training smart and turning whatever you've got into your own personal superpower.
Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. It really motivates me to create the next one. Bye!